Martin County, Kentucky has been facing water issues for at least the last 2 decades. But the tiny town in eastern Kentucky has not been able to fix their water infrastructure because they are so deep in debt at this point. Alex Miller went back down again to Martin County, sat in today on a Public Service Commission hearing. It's in Kentucky's capital city, and that's why we find her live tonight. Alex, Martin County citizens, they're looking at an even bigger bill with this crumbling infrastructure?
Yes, Chance, they could see their water bills go up at least 50%, and that's whether or not Martin County keeps control of their own water district, or if a third party takes over, they could still see that same sort of hike. A Martin County Water District official took the stand today. He was pretty candid when talking about this hike. He was asked whether or not this is something the community supports. He said flat out, absolutely not. This is not something that anyone wants, and he feels bad about it because he knows people that will be negatively affected. People like his mom, people like his grandmother, who he says are on fixed incomes, and they're not going to be able to pay this bill. But he and many of the other people who took the stand say that the county is either already insolvent or they're close to it at this point, and they're in dire need to fix their finances. But they can't make positive changes to infrastructure until they can prove to loan officers that they're going to pay them back. And with $900,000 in debt and growing, this has grown since the last time it was checked, and more than $650,000 in unpaid water bills, they certainly haven't proven anything yet. I sat down with Barbie Ann Maynard. She lives in Martin County, and she brought both of her daughters on the 3-hour drive to this hearing. We spoke about hope and the future for this county, but we also talked about what she says is corruption on a local level.
It looks like there's going to be a large rate increase. The number 50% or more has come up several times. I don't know how the people of Martin County can afford it, and I don't understand how the PSC can think that we need to pay the second highest rate in the state of Kentucky for what they have said is by far the worst water in the state.
The reason that this hearing took, 7 hours, the first hearing, is because they spent a lot of time discussing the debt in Martin County. Do you feel like there's going to be, besides the rate hike, like a concerted effort to really make a change and pay back that debt?
I think some of the new water board members are a right direction. The new financial guy, he has been, out of everybody, he has been the most transparent. He has spoke to me, shook my hand. We've had many conversations. There's still a few bad within the whole county, not just the water department. If we can get the wasteful spenders out and replace them, I'm not saying everybody across the board, because there's good and bad. I'm saying there's a lot of money going into that county that's not being properly used.
So do you feel like this hearing, gives you that additional hope that something is going to get done?
I feel like there absolutely needs to be a third party overseeing this money.
Now, they do have some cash to look forward to, and that's because Governor Matt Bevin and U.S. Congressman Hal Rogers are announcing a grant plan. That's nearly $5 million that they're going to be giving to Martin County for their water infrastructure and also for a water monitoring system so that this doesn't continue to happen. Now, there are still 2 more hearings at least on the books, one at the beginning of April and one that hasn't completely been scheduled yet, but it should be in about 90 days. We're going to continue to follow this story as it unfolds and bring you the very latest. Send it back to you, Chance.